Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video. We're going to have a look at the ECMWF extended model for today's second video. This is the 42-day / 6 weeks look ahead with the ECMWF, and I shall go through the charts for you in a moment. Just say that first bit of today was very interesting today. 6 AM UK weather forecast got a very interesting word again. Weekend forecast coming up, about to be followed by a 10 to 14 day. Please check out all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much everyone for doing that for GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much everyone, and thank you so much to ECMWF.int for supplying the charts and the data as well, by the way. Thank you so much, GC. Love it. Thank you so much. Right, anyway, let's start off with week 1 mean sea level pressure anomaly. Taking us through the week that we're currently in, the 6th through to the 13th of January. Hold on. I'm sorry everyone, this is about my 8th video that I've recorded on this Friday, and I've still got to do Pub Run Live in an hour. If you hear that gas on an iron lung tomorrow and I disappear, then that's what's happened. Anyway, back to business. Week 1 means pressure anomaly going from the 6th through to the 13th of January, with high pressure around Greenland, Iceland. Low pressure is underneath it. It's a classic cold setup with winds coming in from a north or northeast direction. As the low pressure comes up against that cold, there is wintering potential with that as well. 500 millibar height starting from the Arctic and North Pole view down again, the block around Greenland, Iceland. Low pressure in the Atlantic into western portions of Europe. So a cold week next week, particularly focused on the UK and Ireland. We often think that we miss out and everywhere else is cold, but next week is one of those situations where we're just about the coldest places in Europe. There is also, of course, Iceland as well, and the far south of Norway. But basically looking pretty cold for the UK and Ireland next week, with temperature anomalies of about, I don't know, what are we there? So, like many areas are 3 to 6 degrees below average in this deeper blue shading. So really cold next week, really cold. Most parts of Europe also looking milder there. Precipitation-wise, next week, so drier than average to the north and wetter than average to the south. You can clearly see where that blocking area of high pressure is sitting, focused on Greenland and Iceland. Right, well, that's that one done. Week 2 be the 13th to the 20th of January. So high pressure then is in control over and also to the east of the country, possibly bring the wind around to an easterly with that area of high pressure. It's going a little bit further, be a bit more focused on Scandinavia, to be a true Scandinavian high, but it's probably not all that far from it anyway. 500 millibar height time, it just shows a large area of above average heights covering most of Europe, to be honest. Rather bizarre looking chart. Temperatures are lifting up, so rather than easterly, we must be bringing up more of a southeasterly, I suppose. Particularly for Scotland and Ireland, it's milder, still perhaps a bit on the cool side for England and Wales. It's not a classic proper Scandi, much drier as well, also in the second week with drier than average condition. Right, well, week 3 be the 20th, 27th of January. High pressure still in control and in the ascendancy. So very high and dry for January once we get this cold weather out of the way and blocking. High pressure with above average heights, 500 millibar heights as well. Temperature anomalies a little bit above average, not a particularly big deviation though. And precipitation wise, again, we see that it's a bit on the drier side as well. So dry for a couple of weeks there through most of January. Week 4, we're cooking with gas now. Week 4 will be the 27th of January to 3rd of February. Here we go. Now we're reverting back to a milder Atlantic pattern. Low pressure to Greenland, Iceland. High pressure slipping southwards. The winds going into more of a southwesterly direction. And 500 millibar heights look like that, with above average heights to the south, below average heights to the north. Winds back in to a west or a southwesterly. Temperature anomalies are milder than average, as you'd expect in that sort of setup. It's starting to go a bit wetter as well, especially into the northern portion of the Atlantic. Week 5 is preferred to the 10th of February. This is it. Again, we see a westerly setup, low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, winds coming in from the west, 500 millibar heights again, showing that pattern up very, very nicely. Below average heights of Greenland, Iceland, above average heights into western southwest Europe, winds in from the west or southwesterly direction. Could this be an early spring? Temperature anomalies are becoming ever milder and above average there, and precipitation wise wetter than average to the north and drier than average down to south. And lastly, week 6 will be the 10th to 17th of February. Here we go. And no changes. Once this setup gets going, it's very long lasting. So again, we have high pressure south, low pressure north, bring wind in from the west and from the southwest. The 500 millibar heights, again, all set up for westerlies, temperature anomalies above average, and precipitation anomalies, dry southwest, average to the north, in what would be a very mild and also spring-like February. We'll see. It's all speculation. Any forecast on 5-7 days come with big health winds last week start attached. And did the ECM really pick up on this cold weather that we're having over the new year into early January? You know, about 3 weeks ago, did we see that with the ECM? I can't remember, but I don't think so. So, you know, it just goes to show that these models, they're a snapshot. It's what it's showing today, but could look different when we look at it again next Tuesday for the extended European outlook. Yes, that will be back next Tuesday. And to also look at this one again next Saturday with the UK and Ireland focus video once more. If you've enjoyed the forecast of the video, please like, share and subscribe. We're going to be back with a weekend forecast and your 10 to 14 day later on. And keep checking back for more for this one. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.